Halloween show. You're in for a big treat tonight.
Yeah. Whoa.
What's that? Who's this?
It's me. How you doing, Bill?
What are you doing here?
Well, happy Halloween, everybody. You know me, the Angel of Death. Is it too scary? Do you think? Anybody got a bone? I just came from a bar. I went in, I said, have you got a beer and a mop? Because you see, it would go right through. You know why I'm dressed like this? Because it's Halloween, and that's a time for death to come through and all that. Because it's Halloween, the night before, this is when all your loved ones are coming back to get you. It's real, that's what it is. And then you're going to wear a costume so when they show up, you're not going to recognize them. Did you know that? That's where Halloween comes. It means Hallow Evening. So I wear this when I do tours up in Salem. Let me tell you something. It's pretty interesting doing those tours up there. There's a place up there called Witch House. Have you seen the house? Do you know what I'm talking about? On the front door, they have a diamond pattern made out of nails. You know why they had the diamond? Because they're Protestant. And they came to this country because they didn't like the Catholic Church. And they don't want to show a crucifix or a cross. How do you show a cross without showing a cross? Have diamond-shaped windows. And have the diamond shape on your front door. And in every diamond is the shape of a cross. But they're nails through a door, and the sharp points came out the back side. You don't want to get those in your backside. So on the other side of the door, they would take a hammer and deaden the doornail. And that's where we get the expression as dead as a doornail or deader than a doornail. Did you know that?
No.
Other phrases came from the cemetery, Bill.
I don't want to be deader than a doornail.
No, you don't. Don't you worry about it. It's not your time. So, deader than a doornail, that's one. But from the cemetery, do you know about the yellow fever scare of the early 1900s? They'd be burying a body. And as they were lowering the body into the ground, they'd hear scratches for the inside of the coffin. And if it wasn't a scratch, sometimes it was a knock. Well, you didn't want to bury a living person, so they devised a security system. Put a string around the corpse's finger, put a bell up on the surface. If you woke up in the coffin, pull the string, and you would be saved by the bell. Did you know that? People that were listening for the bells were cemetery employees. They were working overnight on the graveyard shift.
And Screech would show up.
That's right. And there's a third in the trilogy. They thought a zombie was going to come out of that ground because the person was supposed to die. And people come...
really a thing, Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, it really is. Here's the third one, though. This is where they all came from. They thought a zombie was going to come out of that grave because the person was supposed to die, for God's sakes. When they came out of the grave, they looked worse than when they went in. But if the person coming out of the ground looked just like the person who had gone in, they're a dead ringer for themselves. Okay, where's my T for two music when the joke don't go? Bill, I want to thank you for having me on your show. You know why I'm here? Remember you said you were just dying to have Bob Gautreau on your show? Tonight's the night.
So we're dying! Bob Gautreau! David Reaper! I'll be back! David Reaper will be back as Bob Gautreau in a couple minutes. So I'm going to do some comedy, right? Home Sweet Home, New England. Remax. Triumph! See, you guys are younger, you know. You don't realize this getting older is not easy. Young guy here, I'm telling you. Things happen. For instance, I sweat more around my stomach than on my arms. What that's all about. I get these sweat stains on your belly button. It's weird. I'm putting deodorant on my belly button. I mean, it's just weird. I had one thing happen. I don't know if you can see this. Look close at these two arms. This one's gray. This one's not. I have no idea why that is happening. It's like the right side of me is dying, and the left side is really good. So So someday I'll wake up and the whole right side's going to be, we're done, unless what do you mean? I'm ready to go. It's weird. It's been happening for years. My kids go, what's the matter with you, Dad? I don't know. What is happening? And hair, as you get older, hair does all kinds of bizarre things. I mean, it stops coming out of my head, comes out of my ears or my nose. Who the hell's ready for that? When you have to cut them, no one grows their nose hairs as a fashion statement. I thought I'd let them grow. They're gross, pal. Get rid of them. They're ugly. And Steve was mentioning about going to the bathroom. As you get older, you go to the bathroom more often. Now, I'm getting used to this. But every time we're out, my wife treats me like a 2-year-old. Bill, do you have to use the restroom? No, I think I'm okay. Are you sure? Don't you think you should try? Yeah, I better go pee. I'm old again. And it's just different, you know? For instance, mirrors are not your friend. Mirrors, you get older, and every time I see a mirror, oh my God, that's what I look like now. There's this one place I work in the Poconos. It's like a resort area, you know. It's supposed to be romantic for people, you know. Got a round bed in the room, mirrors all over the place, all over on the walls, on the ceiling. This is supposed to be sexy. All it does is depress the hell out of me. Oh my God, I'm a fat, old, wrinkled guy everywhere I look. Just kill me right now. It's depressing. Sex, are you kidding me? I don't even want to live looking at myself. I don't find it sexy. I mean, people talk to you different when you get older. I mean, they say things like, you know, you're not as young as you used to be. No, neither are you. Nobody is. Why do I have to? There's another one like, you're getting up there. You're getting up there. I'm getting up where? Where am I getting? Closer to death? Great. Thanks for bringing that up. I like thinking about my death. My wife uses it too. Whenever I buy a big item, like a couch or a bed, said, Bill, we have to get a good one. It's probably the last one we're ever going to buy. Great. That makes me want to go. The whole time I'm out, I feel like dead man shopping. Why don't we get a real cheap one so I can live longer? How's that? I don't know. Talk a lot about getting old. Kids are all grown. You know, I was thinking about it the other day. My girls are close together. They get in these arguments when they were younger. And I thought that was one of the hardest part of being a parent, when they fight with each other. You can't win with these fights, you know. I remember they're little. They used to fight with it. They're 2 years apart. They used to fight as one chair. You know, one goes, Dad, she's got the chair. She always gets the chair. I never get the chair. She had a chair last week, and you're always on her side. Okay, go downstairs, tell your sister she can have the chair for 5 minutes, and then you can have the chair for 5 minutes. Sounds like a great solution. Patting myself on the back. What a great parent I am. Then you hear the child's version of what you said on the way down the stairs. Dad said you're fat and ugly. You gotta get out of the chair. Said your hair smells like mold, you little loser. You know? A little lost in translation. The other one comes up to you crying. Did you say I was fat and ugly? She's got the chair, Dad. She always gets the chair. I never get the chair. I had the chair last week for the first time in 6 months, and you're always on her side. Okay, let's get the two here together. We'll flip a coin to see who gets the chair. I want heads. I want heads. To find out who's going to get heads of the coin. Look, and I'm going to spank you both. Spank me first. Hit with the pink brush. It doesn't matter what the hell you do, they're going to fight. Finally, I realized I haven't sat in this chair in 3 years. I'm sitting in the chair. What do you think of that? Dad always sits in the chair. Don't you hate him? I hate him too. Let's go talk about him. At least they were united. Hey, we're going to take a little break, talk about our sponsor, Allison Lugwood. I can't even get it out at all now. Allison Lugwood, Home Sweet Home, New England, Remax, Triumph. Please, there we go. The audience loves this agency. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, get Allison Lugwood, check her out. Best real estate agent around. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with Bob Gautreau. How we doing? We're showing the breaks still.
That's all right.
Nice job.
Wasn't that fun?
How's the makeup come off all right? Ready to go? Oh, there we go. Give Bob another round of applause.
Hello.
The Grim Reaper!
I know, Hi.
Halloween.
I know, isn't it scary? Watch the gag. Are you ready? Is it still there? Oh, good. I'm gonna do it all night.
I was just saying how some comics like me, here's my act. This is what I do. You like to play. You like to do different things.
I do tons and tons of different things.
Impressions and characters and
Yep.
stand-up. And you do lots of different
And I write. I'm working on a book of the ghost stories just because, I wound up doing it up in Salem Historical Tours. And, Bill, I thought they'd be like maybe once a month. And it's like once every other day. Some of the stuff that's there, it's like,
So what do they want you to do?
Well, I go out and I tell ghost stories, and it's like, but I'm not a stranger to it. Like I remember the first time it happened.
Where in Salem do you do it?
It's Salem Historical Tours.
Historical
It's
Tours.
8
Oh.
Central Street. And they have different tours in the day. There's a general history tour at 11:30. 1 o'clock is either the cemetery or the TV movie tour. 2:30 is an hour of ghosts. 4:30, all about the witches of 1692. Bill, they arrested a woman because she wore a silk scarf.
Really?
And it's
Jails
so,
would be full, wouldn't they?
and you know what's so funny? We try and keep it really serious because it's really grave matters that, she wore a silk scarf and they arrested her for that. And I'm trying not to do any laughs in the tour. And one time I'm doing the tour and I said, they arrested the woman for wearing a silk scarf. And the crowd goes, and then some guy said, just the scarf? Because, they would get her for that nowadays, too. But the ghost tour.
So you do the ghost stories. It's
Yeah,
like about
yeah.
an hour? Is it?
It's about an hour and a half. In the daytime one's an hour, and then the night one's an hour and a half.
Wow.
There's this bench at Rope's Mansion in the garden. Bill, people take pictures of an empty bench, and they get stuff on the bench, around the bench, near the bench. And creepier than that, I says to my boss, I want to see the pictures from the other tour guides' tours that they get from Rope's Mansion Garden. And the guy looks at me and he goes, and I said, why, are they horrible? He says, no, they're not getting any. I said, what are you trying to tell me? He said, it's you, Bob. I was like, oh, God. So there's a great story about this Rope's Mansion. So we're in there one night. This woman came by herself and she had a stranger take a picture of her. And she comes up to me and she goes, I think I got something. And she shows me a picture. She's sitting on the bench and her dog is with her. And there was no dog there in reality. It was there in the picture, dude. And it's a solid dog. And I thought at the time a solid image meant a recent image. So I says to the woman, did your dog just die? She said, no, that's the strangest thing. This dog's been dead about 10 years. You don't think he's been with me that whole time? I said, I'd like to think so, but the books that I've read said no. The dog's going to die. He's going to go to the other side. There's only one reason he's coming back, to give you a message. She said, what is it? I said, well, you got to think like a dog. It's either your time to go or it's your time to stay. And she says, what are you saying? I said, the dog's trying to tell you it's your time to die or it's your time not to die. And the woman goes like this, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I says, lady, I like to get laughs. You'd never know it from this crowd. But I like to get laughs. I says to her, I'm not trying to be funny right now. I'm trying to help you out. She goes, no, thanks. I don't need a doctor. Bill, I'm half Italian. It came out. I was like, yes, you do. You make that call in the morning. And she says, no, I don't need a doctor, and that's what I think is so funny. I just came from the doctor before I came on this tour. And he said, it's totally gone. I'm totally clean. Meaning she had a tumor, then she doesn't? Yeah. And the dog in this picture was obviously telling her, it's your time to stay. It's not your time to go. Isn't that a great story?
Yeah. It has a positive ending.
You like that story? Can I tell you the funniest thing? You know, you don't think ghosts are going to come out in the daytime. This is a good one. It's 9 o'clock, and I go to the Salem post office. And, you know, I'm no detective, but the door was open, and that means there was an employee in there that opened it up. But I'm there, and I'm standing there, and I'm looking, and there's no one behind the counter. There's no one behind me. And after 10, 15 minutes, I said, hello, and I can hear the echo, hello, because the ceilings are so large. And I look behind me, there's no one there. I look behind there's still no one behind that counter. I go, is anybody there? And I can hear the echo, is anybody there? Look behind me, still nobody there. Look at my phone, I must have been in there 5 minutes. It's 20 or 25 minutes. How long can a postal employee be in the bathroom? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, after all that time, 25 minutes, I sighed. I went like this. I went, ah. And right behind me, I heard, ah, ah, ah. And I said, well, wait a second. That's not my sigh at all. That's not even a man's sigh. There's a woman behind me. She must have come in and I didn't know it. But her sighing means we're in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? I sighed, she sighed. So I turn around and I go like this. I know, right? And I was still all alone in the post office. And at first, I like totally freaked out. And then I started to laugh because I thought, oh my God, that woman must have died waiting for that guy to come back. Well, it was a long way, but we got there.
All right, Bob. I don't know how much time we got, so you got to give us an impression here. What's your favorite person? I know you do a lot of people here. What's your favorite impression to do?
Favorite impressions? Well, look like Robert De Niro, just like that. You see, is that a little scary for you? Isn't that a little crazy? Could you see if he did a phone company commercial? Are you talking to me? You talking to me? You must be talking to me. I said, are you talking to me? Can you hear me now? But vocally, I love Archie and Edith just because of the contrast. You know, Edith, hurry the hell out of that toilet there. Jeez, what the hell takes her so long in that can? Here I am, Archie. What the hell is that you're wearing? It's Victoria's Secret. What do you think? She should have kept it.
That's a great Edith, you know, Bob. You
Thank
could do a
you.
whole show about Edith.
I could.
That
Well,
voice is.
You know. But you know what's interesting? Voices sound alike, and you'll get one from the other.
Really?
So I got Edith from Curly. If you do Edith up in the nose, that's Kaylee. So if they were mother and son doing a commercial, did you like the kitty litter, Kaylee? Kitty litter? I thought the nuts were stale and the chocolate was delicious. Terrible.
It is close, isn't it?
It is just really close.
That's funny.
You know who's close to that nobody else, you might not agree. Patricia Neal and Jack Nicholson, okay?
Well, there's different people.
I know, right? My name is Patricia Neal, and my name is Jack Nicholson. It's a little creepy. Could you see if he did a commercial? Wendy, give me the mop, Wendy. Yes, you want to buy our Shining from the makers of Janitor in a red drum. I love all that. You know what's interesting, Bill? I love to do it on stage. I love to do it for myself in the car, is if I know somebody's voice, I can do all their stuff. Like, I don't know, do y'all know Janis Joplin? It sound better here. I was busted flat in Baton Rouge. I was waiting for a train. And Sammy Davis Jr. Who can have a glass eye? Who can be a Jew? Yeah, I know those aren't the real words. Don't you hate that when you hear a song and you think, did I hear what I just heard? You know what I mean? Like even the Titanic song, it doesn't have to be acid rock. She says, once more, you opened the door. You old bended whore? What did you say? Terrible.
I'm so sorry. What a tangent.
So you have any new impressions you've been doing? You've been working
New
on?
impressions? No, I wish.
No.
I wish. You know what I've really been working on my Patrick Stewart. Jean-Luc Picard.
That's good, Bob.
But the problem is I keep slipping into Sean Connery. Who else do I love?
Who knows you're making fun of Sean Connery?
I know,
He was
I
such
know.
an icon at
I know.
one point. Yeah.
He could do a commercial. He did. Don't use those other powders. Try Bond. Gold Bond. Why
You
not?
have all the people talking to Edith. Sean Connery talking to Edith.
I know. I know.
Who is this woman?
I know. Wouldn't that be great?
That's a funny voice.
Why do you have to be such a dingbat?
'Cause I gotta put up with your...
You're not so special, Mr. Bond.
That'd be so
Shaken and not stirred.
I know.
I'll give it to you straight and how I want it.
And you'll be happy.
Terrible. Terrible.
I can't do any voices, but
No,
I can
you're good.
scream and do
You're
Edith.
good,
I
you're
just-
good. Well, you know what's funny? A lot of times I can do an impression of a relative that is passed away, and it sounds like they're back in the room. You know, and there's a good cultural thing for you. You know, I'm half English and French and half Italian and about a fifth of Scotch. And so one time I remember being 13, there's my father's brother, and he said, Jesus God, don't kiss me, you're 13 years old. You kiss me again, I'll give you a whack right in the head. So that's my father's side of the family. And then my mother's side, hey, my Uncle Phil, hey, get over here, kid. You don't kiss me one more time, you kiss your uncle when you come in this house. I'll give you a whack in the head.
You know, Bob has done so many different things: impressions, acting, stand-up, and he teaches comedy. He has. Are you still doing anything?
I do teach comedy, and I do enjoy it. I love to coach people. As a matter of fact, this is for those of you at home. This is the same audience that just saw Steve Scarfo on another show. So Steve was in one of my classes. Are you still here, buddy? He was in one of the classes.
Steve took one of your classes.
Oh, yeah, he took all of them. There was stand-up 1, stand-up 2, improv 1, improv 2. And I got to tell you, this improvisation thing, if you get improv, once you get that, you have such a trust in yourself and a confidence that you don't have to come in with prepared material. You know you can go for it.
Just yourself.
Can I show you what
Real
I'm
quick,
talking
we only got
about?
30 seconds.
30 seconds, give me an object, I'll tell you a joke. Cell phone. 2 cell phones went into a shower, and one of them used dial.
One more real quick.
Did you hear about the cell phone that had a very angry dog that's hair kept going up on the dog's back? Because it was the cell phone's dog, and that was Verizon.
We got to stop it. This is Bob Gautreau.
We stopped on that.
Great guy.